Hi everybody, my name is Sarah. Pearls of Wisdom and Food with Keto lifestyle happening here. Loving it. So, this is being recorded for Monday, August 28th. Greg's and my birthday. We have the same birthday. And I just loved all the comments after doing my little girly swirl and pictures of Greg at the wedding. So this is a partial review and a partial hope you don't have a messy Monday and partial coming attractions. This is the book, and it's not a change your life sort of book, and it doesn't add to my cynicalness of like what's really going on in the food industry. It confirms it, and it's concentration and power in the food system. And it is a fascinating historical take and also the day-to-day things. So when you see all those people in the stores, the little ants that really don't work there, they're just reconfiguring shelves and doing all of that kind of stuff, it's because of the slotting process. And, it's who's paying the big bucks to have what shelves and what products, which is very interesting for me because, as some of you have known, as I've searched for my Vital eggs, always found at Whole Foods, by the way. And don't you know that I went into Whole Foods a couple of days ago, and I got Vital eggs, I got Almond Breeze chocolate milk for Greg. I use Almond Breeze and Silk almond milk products and cashew and coconut milk for myself. And Organic Valley heavy whipping cream. All three items were cheaper than regular stores like Stop and Shop and Star. So, and their organic raspberries were $2.50 for the, what is it, the 4 or 6 ounce package. So Stop and Shop is $3.99. And as most of you know, I do not like my Stop and Shop because the produce department could care less about people that are looking for fresh. They just don't. And I'm really surprised, but Star gets some thumbs up. Market Basket gets 2 thumbs up. They do it right. So anyway, the wedding. It was very interesting to, I had a little anxiety during the day about to eat or not to eat. That is the question. And if any of you do intermittent fasting or you follow a stricter keto, you know that, it's not yours. It's not your planning. It's not your timing. It's not what you're used to. And so there's a little go with the flow. So I am an intermittent faster with my fat coffee, with permission from Dr. Fung. And it has 1 tablespoon of heavy whipping cream and 1 tablespoon of butter or coconut oil, depending on the day. And so it's not a heavy bulletproof coffee. I started at 3 a.m. and then I have another cup between 9 and 10, and then my first meal of the day is noon. So my window for eating after a 20-hour fatty fast, is 4 hours. Well, so I decided yesterday, Saturday, on my walk after just so much, like, what am I going to do, that I would have my usual big A salad. I would have a modified big A salad at 3. So then if there was nothing keto at the wedding, which I figured there wouldn't be nothing, that I could certainly make do with what's, going to be there. And I had my wish I can, wish I might have the wish I wish tonight, which was prime rib and green beans, but alas, no beef in sight. So we get to the wedding, and it's just an interesting observation of people and their food habits, their drinking habits, and whatever habits, right? So the buffet had the salad was served, and I asked to take that one away and just bring me oil. And of course you get that quizzical look, just oil, no vinegar? Yeah, just oil. And so she brought it back to me, and it was mixed spring greens. So that part was okay. I had about 3 bites, and I said, I already had a big salad. I really don't need this. So I was just trying to look normal, amongst. So most people were having the bread and the butter with the salad. It's kind of like, I've noticed it too on airplanes. I haven't flown for a number of years, but when we were served meals, it's like people eat what's put in front of them sort of thing, without thinking about it. And so at my table, we had a table of 8, and there were 2 other non-drinkers. So 4 non-drinkers and 4 drinkers. And some very heavy plated people at the not the ones that didn't drink. So the ones that didn't drink had, when they served themselves at the buffet, they had regular portions, and the other 4 were asking for extras, and how many ladles of giblet gravy on the turkey and things like that, and something of everything. So I took a 3-ounce piece of baked scrod. I scraped off all the breadcrumbs, added a pat of butter to it though. And then the man automatically gave me 2 slices of turkey. I gave one to Greg, ate half of the only one that I had. And they had, it said mixed fresh vegetables. And so I found a little mixture, a little bit of green beans, and I just figured I'll just take them. So it's probably about 40 grams worth of green beans. So that was what I had, 3 ounces of baked scrod with a pat of butter on it. I didn't add any butter to the green beans because it was kind of swimming in some mystery wet, probably not butter. And then the half a slice of the roasted turkey, no dressing, no cranberry sauce, and no giblet gravy. So I wasn't hungry. So that's my admission. I really wasn't. After having my 2 meals of the day, my body, and they were like regular meals except the salad was just a wee bit smaller, but my body didn't know that. My body said, you're done for the day. And I had a caffeinated 3rd cup of coffee because after the salad, so, between 3 and 4, because I knew that I was going to, I'm usually in bed asleep or home, so I'm in a chillax mode. So I did have that for the ride down, begging Greg not to do any swervy stuff because I had on a white dress going to the place. And he did really well. And so I put it in the biggest mug that I had and finished it off. And so I didn't want to have it in the car, but I didn't not want to have it because it was coffee and I love my coffee. So anyway, I had 2 sips of water, and they were with the 2 toasts, which were hysterical because it was a gay wedding, 2 men, and so much love and humor and affection. It was hysterical. And Greg's niece, who was 4 years older than the groom, admitted that she told the other groom, she said, you have me to thank that he's gay because I dressed him up in girl clothes and made him play Barbie dolls with me. I love that. So it was very, a lot of fun. And in the wedding party, there was a wedding procession. I mean, it was like a real wedding. And was his ex-wife and 2 of his 3 children. And the man performing the ceremony was the ex-wife's new husband. And so talk about a jolly group. It was a lot of fun. So I watched how people ate, and I wasn't hungry, so I admit that. I ate when I wasn't hungry, but I kept it as minimal as possible, and it added less than 300 calories to my day. And so anyway, I felt it was all a better bad decision, choice, behavior for, mixing in with other people. They had cheese and crackers before the entree, the salad, and then the buffet. And so I could have had cheese, but I really wasn't hungry. So we left before the cake cutting. I admit that after a while the cake, started sounding like, well, I mean, it's just one piece, and, our birthdays are today, Monday, and, that could count, and I won't do it again, and I'll hop right, it's all of it, but I didn't have any of it. So we left before all of that, and the dancing, driving is a concern for both of us, and I always drive home from, and he always drives us there. That's kind of like the cut deal that we have. But it was smooth sailing. We made it home, and we drove by Market Basket, and I said, can we stop? And he said, no, and I knew he wouldn't anyway, and he said, that's really funny, because I was going to say, and we're not stopping at Market Basket, and you started to say, can we stop at Market Basket? So he's out fishing. He left for fishing at 4 this morning. And I got up a little bit later than I usually do. And I just got back from my walk. So kind of recreating a normal day. I would have been working. So, yep. So after this is taped, I'm going to head out to Market Basket for the few items that I get there. And then come back and we'll carry on with our day. And today is the big green egg cooking. So we're cooking some wild-caught salmon, ribeye steaks with enough for leftovers for the week, which I love, and Brussels sprouts, cauliflower crumbles, and asparagus. And we cook all of that on the big green egg today. And you met Greg in the other video, so he's the one that's the chef master, and I just prep everything in the cast iron or the foil wrapped, depending on what it is. He cooks the salmon on a soaked plank, and the salmon will be tomorrow night. We don't do anything special for our birthday. You know, we're kind of at that age where, one, we buy whatever we want for ourselves, and two, we don't need anything because, CA, we buy what we want for ourselves. And the only thing that I seem to be doing is, you know, I had a Sperry shoe run. They're kind of fancy sneakery boat shoes things, and I had one of those in the spring. I like the Columbia jackets, the Under Armour jackets, those sort of things. Like this is an Under Armour sweatshirt for walks, and yeah, so I have 5 of them. So I seem to do that sort of thing in my semi-retirement because I have my uniform at work, which are those fleece jackets that maybe some of you have seen with the logo for the town of Barnstable Matron. And so I have 6 or 7 of those, so there's never a boring moment of what color do I wear. And so now we're in the last week of August, and now comes wearing the white as much as I can because, of course, I am one of those kind of slaves to fashion where I won't wear white after Labor Day. I know. It's just how I roll, and I'm going to be 67. Well, I'm 67 today if it's Monday, and can't teach that old dog a new trick. I just can't. So I will be wearing my silvery shoes with white pants and a white blouse to our 12-step meeting today in a few hours. What the heck? Why not? And I used to have a silver belt, and of course in my, you know, everything to Salvation Army must go, or everything must go to Salvation Army, you know, I can't find it. And it would go perfect with the silver shoes, but it will be the little pop. I got a lot of compliments on my outfit. Very simple is best. And somebody else actually had on a long white dress with a salmon shrug, and her toes were painted salmon colored too, like mine. I mean, what are the odds, right? And so a fun time was had by all. I loved watching other people's eating habits, and if somebody was not paying attention to their way of eating, it showed. And you know, God bless them. You know, as you get older, you just get, you know, you're either told by your doctor or your labs that it's time to do something about it. And, you know, pharmacare is right there. Well, we don't expect you to do anything about it. So here, take this pill for cholesterol, take this pill for your blood pressure, take this pill for your pre-diabetic. And, you know, we know here with our keto lifestyle that we don't have to do it that way. Isn't that wonderful? So look for more podcasts to come, some Sarah School with our, the whole behind the scenes with the food industry. It's scary, but also, I don't know, it's educational. You can see why some things, and there's a whole bunch in there about big stores and not being successful opening up in low-income areas because they don't last, they get robbed, and after they build them, what they find is that people are so used to junk food from eating the convenience food, not keto convenience, the 7-Eleven type convenience foods, that they don't know how to shop in a big grocery store anyway. And so they keep eating the starches, the sugars, the grains, the junk, the processed, and they continue to gain the weight. And the big supermarkets don't really make it because of the crime and things like that. And it's really sad. And when this book was written, I guess there were no grocery chains in Detroit proper. because of that. So it's just all very, very interesting. And we think that, this is America. And we think that, everybody should have full access to whatever foods they want for their health or their sickness. And it ain't necessarily so. So it's kind of eye-opening that way. So if you're like I am and you're blessed with, 5, 6, 7 full-fledged grocery stores around you that you can go to and pick and choose, you are blessed, so am I. And, if you live where you have to drive 50 miles to the nearest store and you get what you get, you already understand that part. So it's just interesting. So that's the wedding review, the book that I'm reading coming up, and all other things about my personal life. So today is onward and upward and off to Market Basket I go. Have a wonderful day. This has been Sarah, Pearls of Wisdom in Food, living the keto lifestyle. Plenty of green leafies, plenty of good fatty meats, good oils, and a good time will be had by all. Thank you so much. I appreciate your viewership. Please subscribe and comment below. Bye-bye for now.